This is Dhruva Stuti number 6. Om Vagishanadyam Sumanasaha Sarvarthanam Yam Natva Kritakritya Syuhutam Namami Gajananam Sada Shivasamarambham Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yoginam Vishwanatha Kyam Asmattata Swarupinam Atmalabhat Param Labham Vaktaram Nakadachana Gita Artha Grantha Kartaram Sri Gurum Pranamamyaham Yom Tah Pravishyame Vacham Dhritim Buddhim Prachodayat Om Namah Sabhabhyas Sabhapatibhyascha Bho Namah Om. Friends, this is Dhruva Stuti number 6, the final session which will lead to the end of the 12 shlokas of Dhruva Stuti. We have seen 10 shlokas so far. In the 12th shloka, he goes back to the Tatastha Lakshana, but he also brings up the Swarupa Lakshana here, because he has talked about the Tatastha Lakshana in the first 2 shlokas, then talked about Bhakti and other things in the other shlokas. In the 10th shloka, he did the Swarupa Lakshana in full. Now, he brings both the Tatastha and the Swarupa Lakshana in this shloka and winds up. Yasmin viruddha gatayo hyanisham patanti vidyadayo vividha shaktaya anupurvyat Sadbrahma Vishwabhavamekam Anantamadhyam Anandamatram Avikaramaham Prapadye. Yasmin Viruddha Gatayaha Anisham Patanti, from which contrary qualities continuously they keep flowing, like Vidya and Avidya, Vidyadayaha, like Vidya and Avidya. Vividha Shaktayaha, all the different powers. Vidya and Avidya are 2 powers. These Vividha Shaktayaha, Anupurvyat, in due order, they come from that. Tat Brahma, Vishwabhavam, Vishwabhava, the source of the universe, the source from which the entire universe arose. Tat Brahma, that Brahman, Ekam, Anantam, Adyam, Anandamatram, Avikaram, beautiful epithets for the Brahman. Ekam, one, Anantam, infinite, Adyam, most ancient, Anandamatram, only bliss and nothing but bliss, Avikaram, no vikara, untransformable, no change, immutable, Avikaram. Avikara here means Shadvikara Rahita. All the vikaras, the 6 vikaras are Asti, Jayate, Vardhate, Parinamate, Shiyate, Mriyate. 6 vikaras, that is, exists, is born, it grows, it fructifies, it Chiyate, what shall I say? It destroys itself slowly, it's damaged, and finally it dies. So, all these 6 vikaras do not happen to the Lord. So, avikara, therefore no vikara will affect him. Anandamatram avikaram aham prapadye, that Brahman I am surrendering to, that Brahman. This is the shloka. Now, like the Sharanagati shloka of the Gita at the end, you see, like that shloka, this comes at the end. Dhruva, having talked about the Tatastha Lakshana and the Swarupa Lakshana, see here, both are here. The first 2 lines, Vividha Shaktayaha Vidyadayaha Anupurvyat Patanti, various powers like Vidya and Avidya, ignorance and knowledge, they all come from him. The good and bad come from him. Everything comes from him. So they come in that order. So the very fact that they emanate from this thing that shows the Tatastha Lakshana, emanating. Because these things emanate, there is that source. So that is the Tatastha Lakshana. The Swarupa Lakshana is in the latter parts. Ekam, Anantam, Adyam, Anandamatram, Avikaram. This is the Swarupa Lakshana of the Lord. Both of them are here. So this might be called Parabrahmastuti. Brahmastuti. You see, Balastavat Kridasaktaha, Tarunastavat Tarunisaktaha, Vriddhastavat Chintasaktaha, Pare Brahmani Kopi Nasaktaha. In Parabrahman, nobody seems to be interested. When you are a Bala, when you are a young child, you are interested in play, Kridasaktaha. When you are youth, you are interested in other youth of the opposite sex. Taruna, Taruni Saktaha. Vriddhastavati, when you are old, Chinta Saktaha. There is only worry, nothing else. But Pare Brahmani Kopina Saktaha. Here, this little boy, it's a 5-year-old boy, you see, he is already concluding his shlokas about the Parabrahman. So this might be called a Brahmastuti. The most important word here in this shloka is Prapadye. Prapatti, Sharanagati. Sharanagati. Sharanagati has to have a little digression about Sharanagati. The word Sharanagati reminds me of this Sharanagati Shastra. You see, Anukulyasya sankalpaga pratikulasya varjanam rakshishyati iti vishwasaha goptritva varanam tada atmanikshepa karpanyam. This is Shadvidha Sharanagatihi, Shad Lakshana. That is, Sharanagati has to be, it is first, it is not enough to say that I have surrendered. You have to be able to satisfy all these 6 requirements. Anukulyasya sankalpaha. What is preferable, what is favorable to the divine or to the Guru to whom you surrender, whatever is favorable to him, you must be able to help that. You Anukulyasya sankalpaha. Bharata failed in his surrender to Rama in this particular facet. Why? He came and surrendered to Rama and saying, please come over back to Ayodhya. But by coming over to Ayodhya, his purpose will not be served. He has a greater purpose. So Anukulya Sankalpaha, that single thing failed in his surrender. Otherwise his surrender was great, you see. But only that point he failed. Pratikulasya Varjanam. You have to avoid whatever is unfavorable to that divine or the dedicated God whom you are surrendering to. Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. Very important thing. A great faith, 100% faith in the fact that he will protect me. He will be my protector. He will protect me. When Vibhishana surrendered to the Lord, you see, when Vibhishana decided to come over to the other side of the ocean and surrender to the Lord, when he left Ravana, he had no guarantee from the Lord that he will be respected and protected. You see, because he had that faith, Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. That 100% faith has to be there. That is why Vibhishana Sharanagati is great, even various other Sharanagatis. Rakshishyati iti vishwasaha. That is great. Goptritva varanam tata. You have to be sure that he is my protector. Vatsalyad abhayapradana samayad artartha nirvapanad audaryad agashoshanad aghanita shreyah pada prapanad sevya shri patirekayeva jagatam yete chakshakshina. There are 6 shakshis, 6 witnesses for the fact that Lord is the only protector. Lord is the protector. Prakladascha Vibhishanascha Karirat Panchali Ahalya Dhruvaga. Prahlada, Vibhishana, Karirat, Gajendra, Panchali Ahalya Dhruvaga. And the reasons are mentioned there in that shloka. Beautiful shloka. It's called Artatrana Parayana Stotram by Kuresha Ramanuja Shishya. Right? Vatsalya, because of the great affection, Prahlada was blessed by the Lord. Abhayapradana Samayat, Vibhishana was by giving him Abhayapradana. When he surrendered, he said, okay, I will take you. Arthartha Nirvapana, Karirat Gajendra was in great distress. Arthartha Nirvapana. You see, Artho Jigyansur Artharthi. So Arthaha. Karirat. Audaryad Agashoshanat. Audaryad Panchali. Great compassion. Agashoshanat. Papa Nivarti. That is Ahalya. And Aghanita Shreya Pada Prapanat. We are going to see Dhruva is going to get the greatest status, position in the world. So, that Rakshishya Goptrutva Varanam, he is the protector. And finally, Atmanikshepam. Atmanikshepam, you will be able to give the whole yourself. You see, Sarvadharman Parityajya means the fact that you are the doer of things, you are the experiencer of things, all those things have to be sacrificed. All those things have to be given over by a complete will. Atmanikshepam, Karpanyam. Karpanyam is another interesting thing which particularly the Vaishnavas emphasize. Karpanya, that is a total nothingness before the Lord to whom you surrender. A total nothingness. That has to be there. You cannot say, I am also praying to you, but I am also doing this. Let me also try it. One of us will succeed. That kind of thing will not be there. Karpanya. In fact, this is the thing on which the concept of surrender, Sharanagati, was incomplete in the case of Rama and in the case of Sita. Two cases. Rama made a surrender at the ocean banks to the ocean king of the Samudra Raja. He made a surrender and said, come on, you do this. But he could have dried up the ocean himself. Rama was capable of doing that. So he had not the Karpanya demanded of this complete Sharanagati. So even his Sharanagati to Samudra Raja was incomplete in this sense. Sita the same way. Sita in Ashokavana did a mental surrender to the Lord. But she could have burnt to ashes this Ravana when he came. She did not want to do it. She said, my Lord has to come, then only. So the Karpanya was not there, and therefore those two Sharanagatis did not come up to the mark of these 6 qualities of surrender. Only Vibhishana Sharanagati was this thing. And of course the Rupadi Sharanagati at the crisis time. So anyway, Yasmin Viruddha Gatayo Yanisham Patanti. So this is the Sharanagati shloka. Tad Brahma Vishwa Bhavamekam Anantamadhyam Anandamotram Avikaramaham Prapadye. Well, Brahma, he is surrendering to Brahman. But Brahman is impersonal. Brahman has no form, no name. To whom are you surrendering? What are you doing? How do you surrender to Brahman? What does it mean? That is the beauty of the Advaitic philosophy. That is, the Sharanagati, in the case of Advaita interpretation, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, which means there is the outer self, there is the inner self. The outer self is making the surrender to the inner self. The lower self is surrendering to the higher self. So that what do you mean by lower self is surrendering to the higher self? The Kshara Purusha, which is the lower self, he is surrendering to the higher self, who is the Akshara Purusha. Surrendering means the first Jiva has, in the ordinary thing, the outer self, the outer word itself is wrong. But there is no other way. We have to use English words. You can use lower self. You see, anyway, outer self and lower self are the same. I am including all the Panchakoshas and everything in that outer self, that personality. More subtle than that, I am tempted to say inside it. No, inside it is not the right word. You have to say more subtle than Sukshma. More Sukshma than that is the Jiva. That is the Kshara Purusha. More subtle than that that is the Jiva, more subtle than that is the Jivatma, which is the Akshara Purusha. Akshara Purusha, which is nothing but God himself. Akshara Purusha, and more subtle than that is the Paramatman. So when you what do you mean by surrender? This Jiva, which is between the Jivatma, that is the Akshara Purusha, and the outer self, Jiva, which is in the middle, which is the Kshara Purusha, it should not identify itself with the outer self, body, mind, intellect, and all the other things. It has to identify itself with the inner self. Once it identifies itself, then anything that affects the body, mind, intellect will not affect it. So this Sharanagati means that this Jiva has to identify, has to associate itself with the Akshara Purusha which is inside. Of course, the Akshara Purusha is nothing but the Paramatman ultimately, like the space within a pot and the space outside. So this identification is what is meant by Advaita Sharanagati. That is what he is doing here. Anandamatram avikaram aham prapadye. So he is surrendering to Ekam Anantam Adhyam Anandamatram. Only that bliss, Satchidananda Parabrahmam, that Brahman he is surrendering. That is shloka number 11. The last shloka of Dhruva Stuti. That is what we shall take now. Satyashisho hi bhagavan tava pada padmam ashistata no bhajata purushartha murte apyeva martya bhagavan paripati dinan vashreva vatsakam anugraha katarosman. Bhagavan, hey Bhagavan, tava pada padmam ashihi tatha anubhajataha purushartha murte. Purushartha Murte, personification of the four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The personification of the four Purusharthas, his, whoever Anubhajataha, continuously remembering, reciting, worshipping, that Purushartha Murte, Ananyaschintayantopam, Yejana Pratyupasate, that Ananyaschintayantopam, that without any distraction, Ananya, without any distraction, without, that is, not other. Ananya means not other. That means nothing other than that self. So everything, the other, everything is non-self. So any other distraction, any material distraction, any spiritual distraction, anything is other. So Ananya Chintayantomam. So that is what he means by Anubhajataha. Satya Ashishohi Bhagavanta, whoever do this continuous remembrance of your Pada Padma, your lotus feet, Ashishaha Sati, your blessings are certainly there. Apyevam, even though Arya Bhagavan Paripati Dinan, the Bhagavan, the Lord, always takes care of, Paripati, takes care of, protects Dinan, the poorest. Dinan means the helpless people. The helpless people. How? Vashreva Vatsakam. Vashreva Vatsakam means a cow protecting its calf. Right? Cow protects its calf. It's a tremendous protection. You are always anugraha kataraha. See, the beauty here in the shloka is, all along in the 11 shlokas, Dhruva did not talk about anything of his personal need. You know, why he came to the forest to do tapas. He came to the forest to do tapas to be able to rise up to the lap of his father. Because he was insulted by his stepmother. He came to the forest. But as soon as the Lord put the Shankha on his cheeks, he became a spiritual sage, Dhruva Swamigal, a spiritual sage, and therefore he forgot all about that small material request of being able to rise on the father's lap. So, but now, in the last shloka, he says, even if he does not ask in so many terms that I should get onto the lap of my father, He says, you are always a protecting person. You will certainly protect me. Paripati dhinam, Bhagavan paripati dhinam, Vashreva vatsakam. Like a cow protecting its calf. You are always anugrahakataraha. Anugrahakataraha means intent on showing grace. You are yourself intent on showing grace. Sakrideva prapannaya tavasmiti jayachate avayam sarvabhutebhyo dadamyetat pratam mama, says Rama. Just once, Sakrideva prapannaya, you have done the prapanna to me, then I am right there. I will be there. In fact, he is ready to carry you across. The moment you think of him, this is, there is what is called a Shruti Gita in Bhagavatam. At the end, after Rukmani Kalyanam, no Bhagavatam expounders will not, expositors will not have time to talk about this. It comes after the Rukmani Kalyanam, but they always stop at Rukmani Kalyanam. Thereafter, they don't talk about anything. Because if they talk about further things, they have to talk about the departure of Krishna, and that will be too bad for ending a good exposition. So they don't go there. There is a Shruti Gita there. The Vedas themselves go and propitiate the Lord. There, one of the important shlokas, it says, he is ready to carry you across the moment you think of him. Right? Anayainam Harishreshta Dattamasya Bhayam Maya Vibhishano va Sugrivaha Yadiva Ravana Swayam. When Vibhishana was standing there asking for the admission to accept his surrender, there is a large discussion about that between Hanuman, Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva, everybody. So he says, Anayainam, you bring him here, whether it is Vibhishana, whether it is Sugriva, whether Ravana, even Ravana himself, when they have surrendered to me, I am going to protect them, whatever happens. That is why he is called Sharanagato Dhara. You know, in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, the Radha Kalyanam process, which we ordinarily see, Radha Kalyana celebrations by bhajan doers. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana discusses that. And it, in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Radha Kalyana, you have to go through all the rituals of a marriage between Radha and Krishna. So they have to, just in a marriage, the priest on the Purohit on the side of the bridegroom, the Purohit on the side of the bride, each they say the three Gotra, etc. This Gotra, this is one, so and so is to be given to, this so and so is accepted as. That is what they say. So there, when Krishna's Gotra is mentioned, it says, Sharanagato-dhara Gotraya. Sharanagato-dhara Gotraya. So the word particularly is meant, Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadamyetat vratam mama. That is my vrata. That is his greatest vrata. Sharanagata rakshanam. So he is called Sharanagato-dhara Gotraya. So this Anugrahakatara word is a very pregnant word. He is so intent on giving that grace, and the greatest grace that he gave to Draupadi at her most crucial moment, the Bharata Champu describes it as Kamsari Karunya Payodhi Kallola Veleva Dukula Pamtiji. You see, the saris went on increasing, the sari length. Now the Champu is describing that. Kamsari Karunya. Kamsari is Krishna. Krishna's Karunya, his compassion, his grace. Karunya Payodhi, the ocean of that samsara, of that Karunya, that ocean of compassion. Kamsari Karunya Payodhi Kallola. Kallola means wave. You see? So the waves of that ocean, his compassion, the waves of the compassion, the ocean of that compassion, the waves of the ocean of that compassion, the continuous, when the waves come, they come continuously one after another, they don't stop. So, Kamsari Karunya Payodhi Kallola Vele Dukula Pamtihi. Like that the sari was coming. The inscription in Champu, beautiful. So, that shows the Anugrahakatara of the Lord. Then this Sharanagati idea, this Goptrutva Varanam, you are my protector, this idea is almost every great devotee of the Lord has talked about it in his own way, very beautifully. Shankara himself, Shankara the great Advaitin, certainly he was a great devotee, but the way in Shivananda Lahari he talks about this Sharanagati, you see, Madanya Kodina Tava Kripana Rakshati Nipuna, hey Lord, you see, in this miserable samsara, you see, who is worse than me as a helpless person? Who is more helpless than me? Madanya Kodinaha Tava Kripana Rakshati Nipunaha. You are great in protecting your people. Stodanya Kova Me Trijagati Sharanyaha. Who is great in Sharanagata Rakshana more than you? Who is greater than you? So Madanya Kodi is a beautiful way of. In another sloka he says, Prabhustvam Dinanam Kalu Parama Bandhu Pashupate. You are Prabhu of all the helpless people. Among the helpless, for the helpless people, you are the great Prabhu. And among the helpless people, I am the Pramukhya. I am the most important of all the helpless people. So you see, you and I are related. Prabhustvam dinanam kalu parababandhu pashupate pramukhyoham teshamapi kimuta bandhuttvamanayoho. Look at the relationship between you two. You are the Prabhu of all the dinas, of all the miserable, helpless people, and I am the Pramukhya, most important man. Therefore, relationship, you have to protect your relative. Tvayaiva Chantavyaha Shiva Mad Aparadhascha Sakalaha. Certainly I must have done a lot of aparadha, but you have to bear with me. Why do you have to bear with me? Because I am your relative. I told you just now. So he says, beautiful, Prayatnat Kartavyam. You see, you may say, no, you have done so many sins, how can I protect you? It's very difficult for me, please don't say that. Prayatnat kartavyam. Take some effort. I say, somehow, please do it. Prayatnat kartavyam. Madhavanam. Yam bandhu saranihi. This is the protection of our relationship, he says. Beautiful, you see. So, this Vashreva Vatsakam Anugrahakataraha. So, Dhruva hints that you are certainly protecting your devotees. I have not asked you anything. And he stops there. It's a beautiful final shloka. And the Lord is highly pleased, certainly. Actually, it was he who made him talk. You see, he made him talk. Otherwise, he would not even talk. So, the Lord was so pleased. The Lord granted him several boons, of which the greatest was, one was, he would reign as a king for 36,000 years. 36,000 is not an impossible number, because it was Krita Yuga. Remember, Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, each one has 10 times more ayus. So 100,000, 10,000 lakh. So 36,000 years he reigned, and after reigning, the final thing is, he gave him the pole star status. Excuse me. Pole star status means, the pole star that we are talking about as a Polaris, that is not Dhruva. The status is the exact point where the Earth's axis, that north-south axis, meets the celestial sphere. That point is the Dhruva location. There is no star in that location. There is whatever is nearest to that star, that position, we call it the pole star. Right now, Polaris, the star called Polaris is there. 12,000 years later, 26,000 years later, the position will change. Something else will come there. So they might count it as pole star. Anyway, he got that status so that all the heavenly bodies who go around him, and he is there firm in the firmament. You see? So that great status he got. Not only that, he got the heavenly, the divine status, the moksha status for his mother also. All those things coming there after that. That way, Dhruvacharitam ends, and I am glad that I had this opportunity to talk about the Dhruvastuti. I thank the Advaita Academy for giving me this opportunity. I am glad that many of you heard me while I was doing this talk. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु.